It's Monday. It's a good day to have a good day, and it's President's Day as well. Happy President's Day. My name is Cece Ray. Thanks for joining me. We are talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part 1. We waited a big 2 weeks for this. We were all piped up, ready to go. And what did we think of it? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And with that, let's break the dish. We are talking the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, part 1. And I have to tell you, I was a little disappointed, to say the least. I understand, though, why they maybe edited it a little bit different this way for television because of what happened. So the reunion starts out with actually Robin and Giselle on their podcast, and Giselle is prompting Robin to talk about the woman that came forward about Juan Dixon paying for the hotel and etc. And Robin decides to say, "Yep, I knew about it. I was aware of the situation. She DM'd me, uh, but I'm not going to give you the details. We're going to save that for Patreon." Then it moves forward to Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live, asking Robin all about the details. He's kind of schooling her, saying, "So basically, Bravo pays you to show your life. You keep this from the show. You wait to bring it up on your own podcast. And to make things worse, you decide to keep all the details behind a fourth paying wall." And you can see that there's also more conversation between him and Robin, him asking her how does she feel that she's got to constantly keep making excuses for Juan, basically. And it leaves us wondering what her answer is going to be. So now you know that this is going to come up probably near the end of the reunion, maybe probably afterwards, actually. And then it forwards back because you have to remember the reunion was taped 2 weeks before that came to light, and the show Watch What Happens Live with Robin Dixon on it. So now it's showing you 2 weeks before. Reunion is starting. First, Andy kind of goes into, detail about the seating. He kind of explains to everybody that, yes, he does have a voice as a producer in it, but it's also the other producers that actually decide who is going to sit where. It also depends on the conflict of one cast member versus another cast member. They don't want them sitting together if there's conflict. And in this cast, there's a lot of conflict. So that's why you have the seating the way it is. Now, like I said, this reunion was kind of like went. I mean, Andy was asking Ashley Darby about her divorce from Michael. And we did learn that, we knew that she was having some sort of relationship dating Luke from Summer House, and it ended. And it pretty much ended because boundaries were crossed by Michael Darby. Shocker. But we also found out that she's not going to be getting very much from this divorce at all because she has an ironclad prenup. And it just shows you that She should have listened to the adults in her life, the ones that are older, that might be wiser, that knew better, instead of thinking she knew it all, because I have a feeling she's regretting that right about now. But she ends with the discussion with that her and Michael are co-parenting well. He's a good father, and she wanted to make sure that that was said, which is important. We flipped over to, Mia. Mia, Mia, Mia. Does she have cancer? Did she not have cancer? Was she sick? Was she not sick? I mean, she just was on that hamster wheel, and everybody didn't get any answers out of her. But the one thing that they did show again, which is what I talked about in a previous video, was that when her and her husband were sitting in the waiting room, and she says, "Well, you start to change your life when somebody calls you and tells you, you might die soon." And he's like, "Well, they didn't really actually say that. That's just the way you interpreted it." And it just shows you that she took it and ran with it. And were there any answers? No, not at all, except she had a rash. That's basically what that boiled down to. And then, of course, you know, there's a huge issue between Candace and Giselle. Giselle, of course, saying that her husband, Chris Bassett, made her feel uncomfortable when he asked to speak to her in her hotel room. And listen, she's valid for feeling uncomfortable. And what I thought was great is that what was shared was is that after the season was done taping, Chris Bassett sent her a DM saying, "Look, if I made you feel uncomfortable, I apologize," basically, because that was not his intent whatsoever. But then they watched the show and everything that Giselle was saying, and Candace is saying, "Yep, they're pulling that back. He's pulling that back now." And he's angry because, Giselle was basically saying he did it on purpose. And Giselle apologizes for what she said. And Candace says, "You can take that apology and stick it up your A double S." Ouch. And that's pretty much where we landed here, people. Believe it or not. I mean, I probably have more to say about the reunion looks. Um, I think I love the color blue. I think everybody looked fabulous. The choices of hairstyles was a little off. Ashley Darby with that short wig, not so flattering for her face, especially with the body that she has. And what was Karen doing? I mean, she had her hair slicked up. She looked like an older ice princess sitting there. I don't know. I don't know what everybody was thinking. But again, you've heard me babbling on. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear your thoughts and your comments. So make sure you comment below. And before you do, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because here we break the dish.